Hello, my name is Michael Zelensky, founder of Lighted. We help founders and C-level leaders build digital-first business where most of workflows are automated, enabling them to scale faster and operate more efficiently. And today I'd like to talk about tokens. Tokens, so why tokens are important? Because tokens means costs. The more tokens a business using AI spends, the more costs it will have to bear. Well, first of all, what is a token and what is LLM, what is AI? Let's start from the top level, from business automation. Business automation is a programmed or pre-programmed workflow, automated workflow, and it can use AI for some purposes, for some reasons, whether to generate a text, whether to generate an image or an audio, or analyze text or analyze an audio, and so on. So AI can be used, and business increasingly uses AI more and more and more. Tokens are related to a specific field of AI, or artificial intelligence, and that specific field is LLM, or large language model. So the model is a neural network, not just a neural network, but a trained neural network, large language model. The second L in LLM stands for language, and language means not just the language which not just the English language, for example. There are many languages. There are non-verbal language, there is a bird language, a dog's language, there are mathematical language, many languages. So most of the languages which are used by LLM are natural languages. That's why there is an NLP, or natural language processing, in that concept, in LLM. So that is an LLM. LLM allows to work with text. So it pre-trains the model for a specific text, and that text is mainly using natural language, the language which we use to communicate, the language which we use to speak, the language which I'm using right now to talk to you. And that language is used to train. In the biggest LLMs, in the biggest models used widely on the market, such as provided by OpenAI or Anthropic, those models are trained on a very huge amount of text. Basically, that's they claim that this is everything available to the people for access. This is all of the internet, all the books, all the newspapers, all the scientific papers, all the forum threads, Reddit threads. So everything that has been published is available for training. And what is tokens? What is a token? A token is a way to represent those big texts in a way that which is in a form which is understandable by the small for a computer, because LLM is basically a set of hardware, software, algorithms, infrastructure, and that is not, LLM is not a human. A human understands words in some way. When a human hears the words, a human is trained as a kid to understand certain words and to connect them with some meaning. LLMs don't work that way. They don't understand words. You can speak to an LLM, but before LLM can understand what you said, that voice, that speech has to be recognized and converted into written text. And that written text will have to be tokenized and used as input, but I'll talk later about that. So what is a token? A token is a fragment of text. It is a unique sequence of characters or bytes. Different LLMs use different algorithms. Some use characters, some use bytes. And that is basically a token. Very simple terms. A token is a short word or part of the word, and that word has to be seen or found many times. So there is a frequency associated with that word, and by that frequency, the token is saved in the vocabulary of tokens. I'll talk a little bit later about that as well. So how tokens are created and how they are defined. Before training a model, the large corpus of text used for training is split into bytes or characters or symbols. That can be UTF, Unicode characters, or that can be just bytes. A byte is one of the smallest information units in computer science, and it consists of eight the smallest units, which are bits. So byte is a very small unit of information, which consists of 8 bytes. Unicode is a set of symbols, mostly of almost all symbols, which are in the most common languages, including symbolic languages like mathematical language, for example. So, and that text, that corpus of text, is split into those little pieces. You can compare them to the molecules, either bytes or characters. And then the algorithms, the tokenization algorithm, combines them together in all possible ways, and in adjacent words, combines them, merges them, and sees how many times in the whole corpus this fragment of text is met. And it assigns a frequency to this fragment. So in the end, there will be a huge amount of those fragments with a frequency assigned to those fragments. And the words which have the highest frequency will be saved in vocabulary. The vocabulary itself is a set or list of those tokens, the tokens which are used by LLM. Most of tokenizers and models use a fixed length vocabulary, because natural language can have potentially infinite amount of tokens, because everyone using natural language can invent words just instantly. You can write a new word, and that will be and publish it in your Twitter post, for example, and that Twitter post will be used in the corpus for training a model, and then the dictionary size will be of infinite size, which is not possible in computer science. So the size is limited. Normally it's 15,000 to 100,000. Different models use different size of those dictionaries, but the range is about that size. The tokens are then associated with an ID, which is really a token. So a token is not a fragment, as I said earlier. Thinking of it as a text fragment is a kind of simplistic way of thinking about tokens. A token is actually an ID in that dictionary, and that ID is associated with the text fragment or bytes fragment and with a vector. A vector is called an embedding. I will talk in one of the next or future videos about what embedding is, if it will be necessary. So that is a dictionary. So that dictionary is used by LLM, a trained LLM, and when users give an input to the LLM, to the trained model, that input is also tokenized. And the context, so well, a typical request to LLM consists of context, parameters, and the input, the user input. The context and input are merged together and tokenized. So the bigger the input, the more tokens you will use. And as we all know, the tokens are not free. We have to pay for them. So the more tokens we use, the more money we have to pay for the usage of tokens. So that's why it is so important to understand how tokens work, how tokenize work, and how the request is built. For example, if it's a chat, a GPT chat, then the context merged with the input, and then fed to the LLM. LLM processes it, and then creates a response, and that response is also tokenized. And the context plus input plus response becomes the next context. Actually, it's not the context stays, but the messages, the stack of messages grows and tokenized every time. So every time you build up a new question and ask a new question in the same chat, the question is added together with the response to the previous, and it all tokenized again, because every request to LLM is treated like a new request every time. So every time you make a request, it is considered as a new request, and it is tokenized again. Although it looks like it's a chat, and although you might think that a new request means just the addition of that piece of information, but no, in fact, every new request in the same chat grows in tokens, and you will be charged more and more and more and more for every question. So that's why it's important to understand how this works. Understanding tokenizers and understanding tokens helps understand the cost of using AI or LLMs in this case, in those terms, in the terms of tokens. So the better prompt is, the less money you will end up paying. And if your processes are automated, then they can be triggered many times a day, many times an hour, many times a minute, and they can generate more and more and more requests. So it will grow exponentially, and you can end up spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in bad cases, in very bad cases, if the process of communicating with LLM in your business processes becomes uncontrolled. You can get the same result, using less tokens, less cycles, shorter chats, if you understand how this thing LLM works and communicating with LLM works. What does it mean in terms of a digital-first business? Communicating with LLM and using AI in automated processes. As we have already spoken before in my previous videos, a digital-first business is a business where most of the process are automated, and not just most of the process automated, but automated as a system, so as a systematic automation, using a systematic approach. So in our case, in digital-first business case, understanding tokens means that tokens have to be tracked and controlled centrally, which means that you need some way to count them, to optimize them, and to analyze them, and to optimize the costs, optimize the number of tokens used, optimize the number of requests made, the quality of requests, the quality of data, the quality of context. Maybe your context grows too big. For example, if you feed just all the knowledge of your company, which may be a terabyte of information collected throughout dozens of years, then every request which you make to LLM will cost you quite a lot of tokens, and that will be eventually charged to your company account, which you probably don't want, or at least want to optimize. So that if you apply the systematic approach to using AI, then you have a very good, much better position in optimizing your costs while using AI. So that will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think.